Yeah, no, the reason I asked was because, 1.5 just came out.
I know, and I'm psyched.
Well, I got some.
You did?
For some reason, I keep getting so lucky where...
You get it, like, right when it...
Every time they announce one, like, I ship out the next day.
That's awesome.
Every single time I've gotten the new one. So, 1.5 should be exciting. It was interesting because 1.3 for me had this, like, smooth vanilla taste, and it was really nice. And yet, 1.4, the first time I tried it, it had this very unsettling, like, macaroni taste to me. It was very, like, pasta-y and dry and different.
Really?
Yeah, it was very strange. But apparently 1.5 fixes all that. You know, it's like... it's just crazy how it keeps changing over and over. Like, they made so much progress in such a short time.
Yeah.
Where getting rid of the oil was huge. Mm-hmm. Balancing it all was huge.
Which I jumped on right after the
flavor profile. Yeah, exactly.
Which was nice.
So I'm really excited about that. I've been on Soylent for... like 80% Soylent for 7 months now. So, yeah. It's just, I'm almost at the pinnacle of, like, what is possible on this stuff. Well, that's cool. I mean, so, I know I completely murdered you a few weeks ago with that fitness track. Did you guys get anything together going?
It's been tough, because I probably should have realized, like, the plan going in was, like, I'm going to get a routine set up so that when I move, I'll be jump right into it. And then, of course, saying that, this process of getting to move, there's no routine whatsoever. So, every day is different, because I have something new I have to do, or whatever, we have to go somewhere, because we have to take care of this thing or that thing, and it's fucking awful.
Yep. What does like an average day look like, even though you said none of them are normal?
I mean... It's usually waking up. I usually wake up at like around 8 to 9, and then it's rolling over and being like, okay, what do we have to do today? Like, what do we have to finish today? And then we spend most of the day doing whatever that is. Like today was, aside from recording, which was already planned out, like I needed to do this at this time or whatever. Today was going to her parents' house and, like, packing up her stuff that's still there. Because they're going to be moving within the next year or two. So we won't be able to get that stuff later.
Yeah.
So we sorted through all that stuff. She's still there now. I had to come home. I'll pick her up later tonight once we're done with everything. Yesterday was... a failed attempt, but yesterday was we had to go get rid of all these comics that I have.
Get rid of comics?
My dad, like, did newspaper delivery and magazine delivery and stuff. So he had, like, gotten a ton of comics. So I have, like, a tote over there and a box, and that's because we already sorted them. So that the tote is all the doubles I have. So I have a box full of single comics that's like, I'll keep these because they're comics. And then the tote is full of those same comics that are duplicates. So I literally have like probably over 100 comics over there. So we were gonna we called them last week to kind of set it up, and they just said, "Oh, come any weekday before 5, and we'll take care of it. We'll look through them and everything." So we pack up all the comics and go over there yesterday morning. And there's one guy there, and he's like, "Oh, we can't do that today because it's today's shipping day, and then tomorrow's new comic book day. So come back later."
So are you going to get any capital for all this?
That's the plan. I mean, I doubt we're going to get any like cash or significant cash because it's all like 90s comics, so they're not really worth a whole lot.
Yeah.
I do have 3 copies of a Action Comics #1 reprint, which, if you know anything about comics, that's like Superman.
Yeah,
the first one.
You said it was a reprint, though. So.
They're reprints, but they're like... there's lots of different reprints of Action Comics #1. The one that I have, when I looked up online, on like a value site or whatever, the specific one I have, they're about $40 each, which isn't bad. I wouldn't expect to get 40, because like, mine aren't like sealed and graded and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But if I can get 10 to 15 off of each one, yeah, it's not bad. I'm expecting to get like store credit, so we'll trade in a tote of comics the ones that we are collecting right now, we'll finish those sets. So like the Shield comic and the Star Wars comics right now.
Yeah.
And then whatever else we have, we'll get some trades or something to add to our collection, and that'll be it. So we're probably gonna do that tomorrow, maybe.
You said that like if you're not done packing by Friday, you're in trouble. So
not necessarily trouble.
Does that really mean that you're gonna be done packing by next Thursday?
I hope not. Like next Thursday, we should be packing the stuff that we're using up until next Thursday. So like the TV and the PS3 that we're playing on right now, and like plates and silverware and stuff. That all should be like last minute stuff. But everything else that we're not using daily like should be done by the end of the week.
Right.
And then next Friday is the last day. So we're in here next Friday, finish all that last minute stuff. We're gonna load up the truck. We're gonna go sleep at her parents' house, and then Saturday morning we're off. 2-day trip.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So Adrian's looking for a new place to move in. So like, why shouldn't he move in here?
Why shouldn't he?
Yeah.
I think he could. This place is pretty nice.
Yeah. How much was it?
We're paying a little over $800, I think.
Oh wow, so that's
for
not bad at all. Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah, he's I guess it's still up in the air, but most likely like they're officially canceling the lease on Rock Lane because 3 of the roommates are moving out.
Yeah.
Which means that it's just too much for one person.
Mm-hmm. It's like a 4-bedroom house.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 4-bed.
2.5 bath.
3 bath. Well, yeah, 2.5. You got me. A lot of square feet though.
Yeah, it's nice and big.
So,
it's a good place for like college.
It was perfect.
House and stuff, yeah.
And we're thinking about doing a time capsule too, where over the years we've saved all these little like random trinkets and stuff like that. So we're gonna try and bury a time capsule in the backyard, and then come back in like 10 or 20 years. What's funny is we almost want to come back as soon as another family moves in, just so we can see what a normal human life would look like
in that house.
Yeah, exactly. Because all we know is like, oh yeah, that's where somebody threw up. Oh, that's where a whole bottle of beer was spilled. And like another
family probably would not want to know.
They wouldn't want to know at all.
That's happened in that
house.
They
do not want to know. And like they're gonna have to paint all the walls. They're gonna have to fix all the holes, and like they'll be like, oh yeah, this is a perfect family home.
I saw that.
It's a perfect family home, and in reality, it's like, no. This has been a party haven.
Oh shit, this is tough for us. I don't know if we should be here yet.
Beelzebub.
Oh, and I'm not hurting him because I have the wrong sword on.
Wait, so you have to use a specific sword?
I was healing him because I have like an evil sword that's good against holy.
Interesting.
You gotta be careful, man. This one's the same power, so it should be okay. Let's see if it works. It's not quite as strong, but at least it's hurting him.
Oh, lost a leg. Well, yeah, it's just gonna be wild because, Adrian, he has so much stuff. I mean, he has about as much stuff as you do. It's like, how are you even going to move out at this point? There's so much to do, and so little time left because, like I said, SGC is the middle of July. Man, that's like a cheat code.
What else am I supposed to do? I can't reach him.
Well, it's not a problem. It's just that it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, what are you supposed to do if you can't reach him?
Well, I could go into a bat, fly up there, turn back, and hit him with a sword once.
Oh, yeah. Well.
Oh, shit. Not magic.
How do you get magic? Because you said you were running out when you were in bat form.
It replenishes.
Oh, just
time.
Automatically?
Yeah.
Okay.
That blue bar up there.
Yeah.
And then you've got like those green marks that are like spells, I guess. Like how much
costs.
you need.
Yeah.
But all the spells have different costs, so I'm not really sure how that works. Even now, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in how you're going to pull this off. Because, like, if you can't attack the boss, what are you going to do? You don't even have, like, an upper stab that you can do? It's just a number of bugs on me. And you don't have any potions or anything that give you more mana?
I probably do.
Look at that. It just spawns 8 of those guys all at once. Oh, God. That's That's one way to do it, I suppose.
If
Although
I could fucking hit him.
you can't hit him because you're in blink time. You're gonna die. Can you exit a battle?
Nope. Let's go look at
This
my
game is
potions.
bullshit.
First, let's heal. That'd be a good plan.
Yeah, you have all this food that you haven't used.
I never used shit like that.
You have to throw it to yourself? That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
You have to throw it out and then pick it up. What can I do?
Beatbox.
Restores HP. Restores LMP. I got 2 of them.
Wow, that's neat. I don't know what it's doing, but
It's like a potion. You use it and
now you have an aura.
right. It's healing me right now. I gotta get my sword back.
Nunchaku!
Where's my sword? Oh, down where the friggin' pot roast is or something. The potion. I got too many items.
Uh-huh, yeah.
I lost track.
I agree. I hate games like that. I hate Pokemon like that. I'm not trying to fuck around with all these different items that I don't need. And half of them exist to sell them. So, I have a question, because you'll be able to answer this way better than I am, which is, if Avengers and Mad Max have already come out this early in summer, what are the other summer blockbusters that we're going to be waiting on at this point?
I know, right?
I mean, like, Avengers could potentially be the biggest movie of the summer, technically. So, like, what's left?
I'm kind of in that boat with you, man. Right now, Jurassic Park's kind of the one.
Yeah, that's true.
Ant-Man's coming.
We're still in June. You know what I mean? Like, we're not even talking about July and August.
Fuck.
Your sword didn't do shit.
No, I ran out of magic again too.
Blah, 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 blah.
Oh god, how many times have I died on this playthrough?
2 or 3?
Because I died less on the other playthrough. Yeah, summer movies, dude. I don't know. Like, pull up the Fandango app and like kind of see what's coming up.
I just didn't know if there's anything big that people were looking
what was the
forward
last
to.
time I saved?
I will kick you in the balls.
I'm 108%. Whatever that anti-chakra.
Let's see.
Yeah, beyond Jurassic World and Ant-Man, I'm trying to think of what else is literally coming out this summer. That's not that bad.
You're terrible. Terminator Genesis, that's gonna be good.
Yes. I've heard, like, actually, James Cameron sat down and watched it.
Watched it?
Totally, yeah. And he's like, good, great.
It could not have the effects already done, could it?
Why not? When's it come out?
July 1st?
Oh, totally, dude. That movie's already in theaters. Like, it's at the theaters.
What?
Maybe not that. Maybe not quite that. I might be exaggerating a little bit. But they're already prepping the shipping.
Damn.
To get those movies to theaters.
What does a normal shipping look like these days? Because when they just send the
Hard
files...
drives.
Oh, okay.
They don't just send the files. That's too unsecure. They send lockdown hard drives.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be good.
It's a weird spot for.
I don't expect the next Terminator to be great, but I expect it to be good.
I expect it to be really fun.
Fun is a good answer.
Yeah.
Yes. James Cameron's sci-fi classic gets rebooted because it needed that because it was rebooted 3 weeks ago, aka Terminator Salvation.
How was it rebooted?
Terminator Salvation was a reboot.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
It was the future that all those movies come from.
Nah, man.
And then
Salvation was a reboot.
And this movie's not a reboot either.
It just says this.
But that doesn't mean it's right. This movie's not a reboot. It fits right into the continuity.
Ugh.
It's fucking with continuity. It's literally an in-canon reboot, which I am totally down for. I think that's awesome.
Blech. I don't like reboots.
I think it's hilarious.
Spider-Man, we've talked about this.
Each one gets better.
Ugh. Yeah, but man, think about it. The speed at which they're happening is getting faster, which is just like any other technology. It's like, okay.
But you know that, like, the Spider-Man reboot's not going to happen again, because...
Yeah, right.
This one's...
Wink! Right.
This
Wink.
one's Marvel's. The reason it happened before was because Sony couldn't stop making Spider-Man movies or else they'd lose the license. Now they basically, granted they didn't give it back, but they basically did. So
Fantastic Four is coming out.
That movie looks bad.
Rebooted again.
It looks bad. It's the same reason too. They want to keep the license, so they have to make the movie, even if they don't want to.
That doesn't make sense though.
Like, it doesn't make sense.
Why would you create a contract that said use it or lose it? Like, isn't that a great way to just make your IP shitty?
It was at a time when Marvel couldn't worry about the IP. They were going bankrupt.
So I don't really know anything about that.
Okay. What do you want to know?
In other words, Marvel was selling off these IPs, but like, again, why was it a good idea to be like use it or lose it? Why is that a good contract for anybody?
It's good for the other guys.
For who?
For Sony and for Fox.
So in other words, as long as they decide to use it, they get to keep it?
Yeah.
No.
They'll never lose the license. It's the same reason why
Except
Universal,
they did, right?
Kind of. Sony still owns the Spider-Man license, but they're co-opting with Marvel to make the movie. Mainly because Sony of America was like, no, we're going to keep making our Spider-Man movies and keep rebooting until they work. Or whatever. And then Sony of Japan, after all the hacking shit happened, Sony of Japan was like, you guys are idiots. Give it to Marvel.
Why?
Look at Avengers.
Why did they say that? That's news to me.
What do you mean?
Why would Sony of Japan be like, yo, stop rebooting it, give it to Marvel?
Because look at Avengers.
Right.
They want Spider-Man in the Avengers.
Why?
Money.
Sony needs the money?
Sony wants the money.
Weird. So why would Sony of Japan have more say over Sony of America? Is it a parent company?
Yeah. The company is Japanese.
Right.
Shit.
Well, that's curious. Okay, well, I didn't know that.
It's the same reason why Universal has Marvel, and it's still the same shit that's been since it started, because they can't change it. But as long as they keep updating, like keep those rides maintained,
yeah,
they can keep them in the park.
So why doesn't
Disney doesn't want Marvel rides at Universal Studios, but they can't do anything about it.
But that part is what's crazy to me. They can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Marvel is the biggest superhero studio there is, and Disney is a monolith. Yeah. Why couldn't somebody with the deep pockets of Disney be able to extricate this contract?
They could.
Couldn't they just buy it out? Wouldn't that be in their best interest to be like, look, you guys want $50 million? Fine, whatever.
Dude, I'm sure they've tried, but Sony and Fox literally have the power to say, no, we want fucking $10 billion. And Disney's gonna be like, it's not worth that much.
That sucks. Oh well. I guess I'm saying, like, I'm not saying that only Marvel Studios can make Marvel Studios movies.
I understand the aspects of it being stupid and confusing, but there's a lot more going on.
No, what I mean is that, like, it's not that Marvel Studios is the only one who can make an excellent superhero movie. It's just that, like, why hasn't anyone else cracked the code? Why are all the other ones so bad in comparison?
You know, that's a good question.
Batman versus Superman?
Really
I don't know, right? I don't know. I feel like when it comes to superhero movies, it's like Marvel Studios or nothing. Like, you either have average or you have Marvel Studios. It's like, oh, yeah. Shit. And why is that? Is it their love for the movies? Is it their understanding of the deep canon? Like, what is it that makes them so much better? And how hasn't anyone just copied it and stole it yet?
Dude, you're asking all the right questions, but for some reason, I don't know why.
It's like, I haven't thoroughly enjoyed an X-Men movie, ever. They've been good. But
Days of Future Past was good. I actually really enjoyed it.
You said you really loved that one, and I was just like...
Out of all of them, that's been, like,
and then
the best one.
There was a recent one, what was it? So there's been, like, 3 Wolverine movies, which is also really...
The third one's coming, yeah.
So upsetting. Alright, so, like, there's X-Men Origins, Wolverine, right?
Uh-huh.
Which, I thought there were supposed to be X-Men Origins for everybody, and then no one else got them.
They were working on the Magneto one, but they, I think when the Wolverine one was so bad, they stopped it.
Okay, and then...
Which is crazy, because they still ended up making a second Wolverine one, and now a third one.
Alright, so second Wolverine was the silly Asian plot. But there was some other movie... What was the most recent X-Men movie that had future time travel bullshit?
Days of Future Past.
Is that it? What was the one before that with the
First Class.
with all the kids? Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. See, this is great. So First Class was cool. I get it. Days of Future Past, I didn't get it at all. Honestly, I was just like, this is clever, but why?
Didn't get it. How?
I just
you didn't get why it exists.
Wolverine as a character isn't that interesting to me. He's not that deep.
So wait, are you talking about Wolverine or are you talking about Days of Future Past?
I'm talking about just Wolverine, because Days of Future Past was about Wolverine, right? It was just
Kinda.
another Wolverine movie.
He was the catalyst, but I wouldn't call it his movie. It was more about Magneto than anything.
I guess.
Like, if you tried to central down, like, the main character,
yeah, it
was about Magneto, and he was also, like, the antagonist, so it was kind of weird. I don't know, dude. It was a weird movie.
My hope for Star Wars is that they use the IP for justice and not evil. Because, like, if we start getting all these bullshit side story Star Wars movies that we shouldn't end up seeing and don't really matter, I would be upset. Like, don't just abuse the universe because there's stories to tell.
To a point, I disagree. I love what they're doing with the first anthology movie, which is Rogue One, which is going to be awesome.
What is anthology?
They're the side movies that are going to be between the main episodes. So, like, this year we're getting episode 7. Next year we're getting Rogue One, which is about how the Rebels got the Death Star plans before episode 4.
Yeah.
So it's about normal people. It's a war movie, and it's about normal people in the Alliance, like, doing stuff. It'll be interesting because I wonder, like, if it's about, like, you know, humans getting the Death Star plans, like, Vader could be an aspect of it, and it's not about Jedi dealing with Vader, it's about normal people. It's about the fear that Vader spread across the galaxy during that time and stuff. Like, it could be really awesome. It's gonna be a really cool movie. Then we're getting episode 8 the next year. Then the year after that, we don't know what we're getting yet, but the talk is that it's going to be a shared movie, and it's going to be Boba Fett and Han Solo. So I would assume it's going to be Han's the hero and Boba's the villain, but it's going to be designed in a way that the villain still is kind of like, he's not really just a villain. Like, the movie will follow him too.
I thought Boba died in episode 6.
It would be pretty cool. It'd be between 3 and 4. Han's younger.
Okay, well. Alright, so how are they going to play that? Do you think they're going to Jeff Bridges,
no,
Harrison
I
Ford?
think they have to recast him.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And that's what a lot of people are afraid of in that movie, but I'm not afraid of that. I think that's how you'd have to do it. I think there's plenty of times when we've seen actors impersonate other people. Like, look at Looper. I think I think he did a good job of being
I think
Bruce
so too.
Willis.
It didn't even occur to me that was, like, an issue. My issue with Looper was that it was just dumb. But, like, and see, I say these things, like, I'll say something extreme because I know it elicits a reaction.
Yeah.
But I promise, I've thought this through. Like, when I first watched it, I was like, okay, your mechanics of time travel aren't really well thought out. They're kind of, just like, just go with it. So believe
that
me when I
movie
say
wasn't about the time travel.
exactly what it should have been. You know, like, that would have been awesome. Not the whole mafia aspect or whatever that was going on. So, like, when I say something's dumb, believe me, I can back it up. But yeah, I never even considered that, like, the two of them were independent actors of each other. Like, I was just like, okay, this is one character. I get it. Like, I'm just in it. So that was nice.